am just glad that all the morons of the world have a nice place to congregate over there on Gus's channel. Besides the gear page, they need a home too. They're just all the kids that flunked out of tech school. Dude is just a talent-free dipstick with a humongous ego.
What's up? How's it going? You know, this just keeps getting better and better. You know, a couple months ago, I said, you know, this 59, this 58, it doesn't sound that good. Good sounding guitar, doesn't sound that great. And some dude, I don't even know, named Tom Bukovac, comes out and starts commenting on all my videos, right? And so during these exchanges, which are rude as hell, you heard one in the beginning, which are rude as hell, right? I say, you know, Tom, you sure talk a lot of smack for somebody who's never written anything in your 40-year career. You've never written anything original. You're not an original artist. You can't write. I write. I'm an original artist. I've been writing songs since I was 15. He said, oh, I have 3 CDs out and they streamed well. I said, 3 CDs? I had 3 CDs out when I was 22 years old, dude. I mean, come on. So I said, wait a minute. Let me check out one of this dude's quote unquote CDs. Let me check out his best writing effort, right? Because a long time ago, I just asked his people, hey man, can you just send me a link to his best solo? I want to hear it. Nothing. Crickets. 0. Nobody sent anything. So I'm like, well, hold on a second. Let me look into this Tom solo record, hear how good it is. All right. And so when I did, I was horrified. I was shocked. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's a joke. And this guy is supposedly, you know, he thinks he's the greatest guitar player. And let me tell you what. First of all, let me say this. I'm going to give a lesson to Tom on songwriting, using his songs as an example. Hopefully, Tom will listen. Doubtful? Because Tom is a narcissist. Okay, Tom is a 100% narcissist. And let me just share this with you here so you can understand what I'm talking about. These are the traits of a narcissist. Okay? Check it out. Grandiosity. An exaggerated sense of self-importance or entitlement. Tom all the way. Right? He thinks, I'm so great, you know, I deserve respect and I deserve everything. I deserve money and I deserve, you know, I'm the greatest that ever lived. Need for admiration. He's constantly seeking praise and admiration. Lack of empathy. He doesn't care about your situation. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your situation. He'll insult you in 1 second. Exploitive behavior. A tendency to take advantage of others. Of course, Tom takes advantage of people online. Send me he had a tip jar at one point. Send me money. I'm the highest paid session musician in Nashville. Send me money. Arrogance and superiority. Yeah, that's Tom 100%. He's arrogant as hell. Thinks he's the best at everything. Thinks he knows everything. Jealousy and envy. See, I get online. I say, hey man, I'm an original artist. He's jealous as hell. He's jealous as hell of me. That's why he keeps commenting on all my videos. He's so jealous of what I can do and what he can't do. So I went in and I listened to his record. His record The title he ripped off from the Beatles, Rubber Soul. He calls it Plexi Soul. Okay. Plexi means plastic. I said, that's a great name for your record, Tom. That's a fantastic name for your record because you have no soul. You have no soul, Tom. You're a soulless individual. So to say you have a plastic soul is accurate. Very, very accurate. Okay. So the name of his record ripped off from Rubber Soul, the Beatles. And this is one thing I have to tell you as a songwriter. Rip people off. Rip people off. 100%. Do it. Do it 100%. Take the best ideas you've ever heard on tape and do them yourself. That's how you get good songs. Bob Dylan, when he started writing, he would literally take Woody Guthrie songs, note for note, and then just put his own lyrics over them. As Joni Mitchell said, Bob Dylan's ripped off everything he's ever written. It's true. So rip off. Absolutely rip everything off. Rip off from the best, too. Don't pick out some mediocre song that was released, 20 years ago. Take the best song you ever heard and make your own song out of it. Take the progression, play the progression, try to come up with something different out of it. Do it. It's everybody does it. Nobody, no matter what you play, it will never be original. Now, I was going to have my guitar out for this. Let me see if I can find my guitar. Oh, yeah, here's my guitar. Tom named his guitar Baby Puke. I named my guitar LS1. Lemon Smoochie. This is Lemon Smoochie. See, Tom, you named your guitar Baby Puke, which I think that's a pretty good name for your guitar because it's so ugly. But this one is so lemony and pretty. I called it Lemon Smoochie LS1. I was going to have it out and play some stuff, but the interface on here warps it, so I can't really do it that well. All right, so in insulting me, I don't know if you remember this or not, but Tom had said, well, you have a SoundCloud page. Ha, 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 ha. You're on SoundCloud. Ha, 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 ha. I said, what's wrong with SoundCloud, dude? SoundCloud's great for independent artists. You put your stuff up there for free. People get to listen to it. It's got millions and millions of listeners a month. Oh, you're on SoundCloud. Ha, ha, looking down on me. When I looked up his record, guess what I found out? He's on Bandcamp. Tom's on Bandcamp. Tom, you want to explain to me how Bandcamp is any different than SoundCloud? Bandcamp has less listeners, less visitors every month than SoundCloud. That's the arrogance. See, that's the arrogance. That's the narcissism, the grandiosity. I'm better than you. You're on SoundCloud. Oh, really? You are? Yeah, I'm on Bandcamp. Huh? You're on Bandcamp. You're making fun of me for being on SoundCloud, and you're on Bandcamp? That makes, to a normal human being, that makes literally no sense. No sense at all. To Tom, makes perfect sense because he's a narcissist and he's better than you. He's got a sense of grandiosity. He's arrogant and superior. Therefore, SoundCloud is nothing and Bandcamp is better. Bandcamp has less monthly visitors. Bandcamp has less people looking at it. Bandcamp is the same thing. It's a website for independent artists to post their music. That's what SoundCloud is. It's incredible. So now I also want to point this out to you guys, okay? There's a Plexi Soul regular edition, and there's a Plexi Soul Homeskoolin edition. See, this once again goes with the grandiosity, need for admiration, arrogance and superiority. Notice this on the Homeskoolin edition. This is psychological insight into the twisted narcissistic mind of Tom Bukovac. Look at this. Plexiglass Homeskoolin edition. Now, Plexi Soul. Plastic Soul. Now, how is the Homeskoolin edition different? You can play along with the tracks. Notice he puts play along, play along, play along. You know what? I've never heard that before. Because most people, what do they call them? Backing tracks. They're all over YouTube. Like there's some of these backing tracks with like millions of views on them because people use the backing track and then you do what? You play over the top of it. This is called now you shred backing tracks, right? Where it says in the beginning, now you shred. Now it's your turn. You go ahead. We're going to back you up. We're a backing track. But see, Tom's narcissistic mind, he can't be a backing track. He has play along tracks, which means you play along with me, the great Tom Bukovac. No, I can't play you a backing track because you're nothing to me. You can't play guitar. You can't. I'm Tom Bukovac. You cannot play guitar. I can't be your backing track. You play along with me because I'm your teacher. I'm your homeschool. I'm the guy who's telling you everything. I'm the guy who's teaching you everything. I'm the best. I'm the most. I know everything. You know nothing. You're not a good guitar player, so you play along with me. I don't back you up. No, because he can't put backing track on here because then he would be behind you homeschoolers. And he can't do that because of his exaggerated sense of self-importance and entitlement, his need for admiration, his arrogance and superiority don't allow him to call his own tracks, which are backing tracks. It does not allow his own, he can't allow himself to call his own tracks backing tracks, even though that's exactly what they are. They're backing tracks, people. So for anybody, normal person, you put out backing tracks and have your buddies play along or have your friends or have guitar players play over the top of it. But for Tom, you play along with him. He doesn't back you up. He's not a backing track for you. No. So I picked out, because I love the blues. Okay. So I picked out a couple songs here to listen to. One of them was called Blues and Dank Nugs. Okay. And Tom, I doubt you know anything about Dank Nugs. Okay. I doubt that. All right. Blues and Dank Nugs. So I got online and here he is playing it live on Baby Puke. It's 58 Baby Puke. It's 58 Les Paul named Baby Puke. All right. So Tom gets credit for a good recording. This is a good recording. It's a board recording. Okay. But on stage, look at him. Once again, he's wearing a homeschooling shirt. He's wearing a homeschooling shirt. He's wearing his own shirt on stage. How narcissistic and egotistical is that? He's wearing his own shirt on stage. Unreal. So anyway, listen to this. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. Tom is attempting to get an early 90s New York sound here, okay? Semi-funk, okay? Tom has zero business playing funk. Tom has zero business playing funk, okay? Tom, don't play funk, okay? Don't even imitate funk. Don't even try. Don't even step in the realm of trying to play something funky, Tom. That's not you. And this is your first lesson, Tom. Stay in your lane. And I don't mean that derogatorily, like you only got this lane. Let me put it this way. Play to your strengths. Play to your strengths. You, as a guitar player, as a songwriter, play to your strengths. Tom has put out a ton of country pop drivel. Do that, Tom. Play your country pop drivel. Don't try to play something funky. Don't try to play something sophisticated. Don't try to play something advanced. Play your New York funk dribble. Now, if you love distortion, right, and you love, let's say stoner doom rock, I love stoner doom rock, right? And let's say, for instance, you're good at playing riffs, play riffs. Like the band Clutch, the dude in Clutch can write some riffs, man. Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath, can write some riffs, right? So what do you do when you can do that? You play riffs. Let's say, for instance, you're real good at playing open chords and you can move real well between open chords. Play open chords. Let's say you like reggae, right? You can really play some reggae and you love the sound of it. Play reggae. If you're a reggae artist, don't try to play hard rock. If you're a hard rock artist, don't try to play reggae. It's pretty simple to most people. Most people can figure this out except Tom. Tom is trying to get some sophisticated New York kind of funk sound, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Here's another thing. He's starting on the minor second. He's starting a half step above the root note of this song. It's minor second, okay? 99% of the time, a song is going to be in the same key as the first note that's written, okay? So the first note of the first chord, the first note that's struck in the song, 99% of the time is going to be the key of the song. That's what you want. Sometimes there's some cool intros that kind of lead into it. It's fine. But generally speaking, you want the listener to not get lost. You want the listener to be there with you, right? You want them to hear your song and listen to it, right? So if you're in the key of G, you're playing a G chord. If you start off in A minor, you're probably in A minor. You know, you start off, think about, what's that song? The Jimmy Page song, Babe, I'm going to leave you. What is it? We're doing, yeah, Babe, I'm going to leave you. I think it's an A. He plays this really cool riff in A minor. He sets the tone for the song. It's in A minor. Right? You start off with A minor. That's how you do it. Stairway to Heaven, right? Boom, boom, boom. That's A minor. He's in A minor. The whole time. You're letting your listener know, here's where we're at. Not Tom. Tom wants to be tricky. And he wants to start off on a minor second. Don't ever start off on a minor second unless you're playing heavy metal. If you play heavy metal, start off on the minor second. Okay? Because what it does is it creates tension from the get-go. You use tension in a song to resolve, but you can't resolve the tension when you start off with the tension. That's where he's making his mistake. He's starting off with tension, and then he thinks he's resolving it, but he's not. He's just creating it, because every time you do that, you come back to that tension. People are like, because that's your pivot point. That's the tension. The half step. So you start off on the root, then you use your minor second tom, then you go back to the root. You don't start off with the minor second tom. That's the worst thing you could do. Okay? People don't do that. Okay? I'm just telling you, you could. There's no rule that says you can't. But if you want your listener to be there with you, and you want your listener to kind of like, absorb your song and feel your song and get to where you're going, you want to have them there with you. Like Jimmy Page, start off on the note that you're of the key you're in. Start off on the chord that dictates what key you're in. Very simple. But Tom doesn't want to do that. He wants to be sophisticated. He wants to think, oh, I'm sophisticated. So then let's see here. I think he starts playing a lead here. Let's go. Oh, and also he wants you to pay him $10 for watching the video. Narcissism, exploitive behavior to take advantage of others, need for admiration, grandiosity. You're watching my video, give me $10. Suggested gratuity. I suggest you give me $10. Why? Because I'm Tom Bukovac. I'm the greatest guitar player that ever lived. So give me $10. No, Tom. I'm not giving you anything. And the other thing was, he was like, well, you heard my record, you didn't like it, thanks for buying it anyway. Hey, Tom, it's on Bandcamp for free, dude. You listen to every song for free. That's how Bandcamp works, buddy. The arrogance of this dude is unbelievable. So he starts his lead here. Let's go. We're at 112. Here you go. And mind you, this is the greatest guitar ever made. And listen to how generic it sounds. Okay, you don't want to get this sound. This is a generic sound. He's trying to get a sophisticated New York early 90s studio sound, right? But that sound, it has a little bit more treble to it, has a little bit more bite, it has a little bit more distortion, and it's usually done with either a double coil pickup on a Strat type guitar or a single coil pickup on a Strat type guitar. It's not done on a Les Paul. The sound that he's reaching for was not done on a Les Paul. So he's coming up way short on what he's trying to do. And what he is doing is he's sounding generic as you can get. This is the most generic sound you could ever get right here. This is not a good sound. Now here's the walk down. This part's cool. See, because of Tom's arrogance and narcissism, he thinks you're just going to listen to him because he thinks he's got a good tone. He's got a 58 guitar up there, and he's got his Princeton, and you should need to listen. I'm Tom Bukovac. No, Tom, it's not good. It's boring. It's boring as hell. Now, the walk down, I was going to have my guitar here to show you, but the walk down is like, it's a boom, a root note, a whole step, a half step, and a half step. So it'd be like D, C, B, B flat, which is, it's cool. Once again, it's a ripoff of what's that one song by Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? The verse goes like that, like A, G, F sharp, F, Tales of Brave Ulysses, D, C, B, B flat. It's cool. It's great. I love that progression. I love it. But don't make it boring playing over the top of it. Don't play one little note, bing, bing, and think it's cool, because it's not, Tom. This is why I call Tom Plexi Soul. I mean, could you come up with a cheesier line than that? It'd be hard to come up with a cheesier line than that. But once again, Tom thinks that's cool, right? He thinks that's kind of sophisticated. The idea here is that you're playing a static line over a moving background. So the background's descending, right? And you just hang in there with the static line. One of the best examples of that is The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. During the solo of The Chain, right? And Lindsey Buckingham is just, wah, 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 just one note. But it's compelling because it's one note. And it's just, he's just wailing away on that one note. Tom don't have that in him. So he tries to come up with something real kind of catchy and real kind of, melodic, but it doesn't work. It's not there. It's empty. It's soulless. There's nothing to it, which makes sense, right? Because Tom is a studio player. This is why you don't want to play like Tom, because he's a studio player. He is meant to play, or he's been trained to play exactly what the producer wants him to play, exactly how the engineer wants him to play it. See, when you're in the studio, you can't get crazy. You can't hit the guitar too hard. You can't miss some notes trying to get somewhere. You can't stretch out at all. especially when they have a lot of money on a recording. Like if they have a lot of money on the line, you ain't going to do anything creative. You're not going to do anything crazy. You're not going to do anything original because this works and that's what we're doing. So Tom plays like he's in the studio all the time because that's what he's been doing for the past 30 years, playing on these studio recordings. And on those studio recordings, the only thing you have to do is you have to present a track to the producer and the engineer that they can use. That's it. So if the engineer can't use it, meaning there's too much extraneous noise, you got to do it again. So you can't have too much extra pick noise. You can't push the strings too hard because it knocks it out of tune by 1 penny. You know, you can't hear the movement of your hand on the strings. You can't get crazy because the producer goes, nah, we don't want that. So you could have just played the best solo you ever played in your life. And the producer goes, nah, that's not what we're looking for. Cut it. So Tom has spent his whole life playing to please producers and engineers. Okay. And I'm just telling you, that ain't where it's at when you're playing guitar. When you're playing guitar, don't play something for somebody else. Play it for yourself. That's where the real originality comes in. This is what Tom is lacking. Tom has no originality. Tom has zero originality. None. Zero. He's the most generic guitar player you will ever hear in your life. You want to get your sound. You're trying. This is the hardest thing to do on guitar, by the way, is to get the guitar to sound like you. To sound like you. To get a sound, not a tone. It's easy to get a tone. You get a Les Paul and you plug it into a Princeton, you got Tom's tone. You're done. That's it. That's all you have to do. Tom's tone is not hard to get. It's easy to get. Anybody can get it. It's generic as they come. Anybody can play Tom lines. They're as generic as they get. Getting a sound that's you, that's what's important. That's what you want to do. You want to get a sound that's you. You want to get your sound. You want to rely on your strengths and you want to play like you. And that's a journey, man. That's a journey of self-discovery that Tom's never been on. It's provable by if you listen to his horrible record. This will 100% prove to you that Tom has zero soul, has zero originality, has nothing to say musically. Nothing. Zero. So, Tom, you want to try to get your sound. You want to sound like you. You want to get what makes you special, what makes you compelling, what makes you interesting out sonically. And that's the hardest thing for anybody to do, any artist to do. And that's not a journey Tom has been on. So hopefully he can kind of switch gears as he gets older and leave, the generic, the producer, engineer approved playing behind and get to something where he can express his true self, where he can express his true, hold on a second. He's got a plastic soul. That may be more difficult than we think. But for you guys, try to find what makes you special, what makes you unique. Just like Michael Schenker talked about, what makes you bring something new into the world. That's what you're aiming for.
My whole music career was trying to stay away from management as much as I could. And that way I was able to, complete my mission, pure self-expression.
All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you next time.